and welcome. What's going on, guys? Brandon here for you guys. Another live stream. We are here. Ascension is in the rearview mirrors, or rearview mirror, I guess. And we are on the lovely Call of the Dead, a map where you can see, we can't see anything right now. Just a crazy map. So we have all these other maps in our mirrors. Come on, start spawning them in here. Call of the Dead is definitely one of a very unique style map. Something that, again, Black Ops 1, they had all these ideas, right? And how does it play out, right? That's always like one of the biggest concerns when it comes to these kind of maps. Is how does everything turn out by making a guy that, like George A. Romero, like the initial boss, right? That takes a lot of ammo, takes all this stuff, right? And this map in general, it's no cakewalk, to say the least. You know, it has its difficult components to it. It's not severely hard. I think there's some tough components to it. But ultimately, what we're gonna really see today is just our initial gameplay of it. We might run two attempts on it, just depending on kind of how far we truly get on this map. We'll determine how much or how long we truly play, and how, like, just what we really do on the map itself. Obviously, we're going to be saving up to go ahead and hit that mystery box, our lovely friend. And yeah, so there's going to be a lot to unpack with this map because, again, I don't want to give out a biased opinion about this map. However, just from a little experience there, it kind of starts off in a similar sense to how I feel kind of the way I see it is it starts off similar to really the rest of Black Ops 1, honestly, where the early rounds, and I think this is a true statement with all of Black Ops 1, is it starts off as a difficult style, right? Pretty difficult, I would say. Where ammo's tight, you're kind of really trying to go for just overall, like, solid weapons to kind of get you through, which we are going to actually keep the FN right now. It's not a great gun, but I think it can do work as we push towards power. Now, the thing about this map, guys, and something that is a tough thing to get over, is obviously the fog. Fog is obviously one thing in this map that I think prevents it from being a, like, top tier map. Where are these guys, dude? And that's the road. There we go. So as we save up for power, jug, all these things, obviously the fog is a tough component for a lot of people to kind of get over. But I think one of the hardest things that I think hurts Call of the Dead is none other than its just layout in general, dude. The layout is very tough to get over.
It's Kukui's work for sure.
Because of how, I guess, bad it is. You have all these, like, I think you have some solid, again, components to it.
I ain't used to this phone.
As we aggravate George a little bit here. Yeah, I would rather waste the ammo on Georgie Pie here.
I got about 4 shots left.
Maybe the occasional zombie, and I think that might last.
You can't survive long in this water.
The fact that we actually almost went down because of the Call of the Dead. But see, like this, dude, you can't see anything, man. And again, I don't... Like, okay, a map like Transit, I understand the components of it where, oh, I need to do this. But here's the issue with this map, is when it comes down to, yeah, is when we see what they could do with Ascension, right? And I think Ascension's a solid map to compare this to, is we see a map that, like, oh, you're allowed, like, they make it a big map, right? They make Ascension a solid size map. So it's like, okay, you should theoretically then be able to at least make it, in a sense, like, manageable to be seen. But that's just it. They don't do that. And instead, you're stuck with a kind of tough to look at kind of map.
I feel a massacre coming on. Hey, wanna fight?
As we try to get
Te voy a matar a todos.
some solid points there. Dude, come on, George. It's fine. It's fine. At least.
It's working. He's calming down.
Try to take care of some of these zombies here. I would like to hopefully. Okay. Nice little double. Okay. Very nice. Oh, Carpenter on a map with like 4 barricades. Okay. I think we have. I think we have a sizable amount of points to get Jug. Ammo is another concern we do have, but I think we're just gonna buy the MP40. I think that is a strong play for us. This MP40 is a solid weapon in this game.
It's Kukui's work for sure.
There we go. There we have it. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we got Jug.
I'm pretty strong already.
Now we have to hope I don't know where these zombies are at, dude. Another tough thing to deal with in the map that you can't see anything. So that's gonna be our training spot. Yeah, zombies. Come. Here we have it.
I'm not gonna hurt.
I can't remember if they can jump up here. Maybe not jump, but they can spawn right there.
Running low on ammo here. No ammo. Fog's clearing.
Well,
Who knows how
top down over here, and we're good. And then I think probably wouldn't be a bad idea to go for stamina.
You're all gonna get a beat down.
Oh, calm down, Georgie Poo. Okay. And there's another zombie somewhere. Let us go. Grab this.
They're gonna be dropping like dirty little flies. Hey, hey! Is anyone out there?
Also open that. Then we have our train spot. Which I think, hopefully, I don't know if they can jump over here, right? Yeah. Okay. Very solid.
No one likes a bad atmosphere on set.
I actually think we might get stamina and maybe PhD. Just for the scavenger. I don't know. Maybe. We might go that route. But like Call to Death. I mean, now that we got a little bit of a like kind of strat now, We don't have to really worry too much right now about anything.
Fog's rolling in here.
Call to Death. Where does it fit with the best, right? You know, and obviously you have to start with atmosphere, right? Like, what is the map, right? It's more than just another zone, right? Is, again, we take a look at it takes 5 and it amplifies it, right? So if you're looking at how we ranked 5 in terms of atmosphere wise, it's going to be better than that. Why? Well, you have, I don't think, a cooler set of people. So, I mean, again, that's kind of where that lies right there. But then you also bring in Easter egg, right? And I think you get the, like, first actual Easter egg, I guess, would be the right term for it. And to be fair, it's a pretty nice Easter egg. Which we will get into later. But for now, we got the HK, which is why I'm thinking maybe we just go PhD. And then save up for Speed Cola, maybe?
I don't even know what this is.
Let's go ahead and just open up to... This is another training strat right over here, too. But I think you keep it... No, yeah, this is it right here. Then you just literally go around in circles. Oh! We goofed, dude. We done goofed. I forgot that the doors look so similar. We could do the Easter egg though.
Hey, slow down, maggot sack. You can run, but you can't hide. You can run, but you can't hide.
It's so bad, dude.
Sure you can run to your death. Hey, slow down, maggot sack.
Because then if we, I think getting the support perks, or like Speed Cola, I think that would just help us a lot. Just with our train ability, and really we can use whatever gun. But at the same time, part of me really thinks Speed Cola would be a better option. And then we can just try killing George.
Sure you can run to your death.
Then we can just try killing George for the rest of it. Which we'll go ahead and open this up. Nice little hippity hoppity. And we're around 10, boys. Let's get it. One thing I do want to switch really quick. It's just that. There we go. Alright. We also have to line up the how to do the Easter egg. I don't think I have a cheat sheet for it. The only thing I wish, like, when it comes to the Easter egg of this map, the only thing I really wish it had was something to do with George. like George has to do something or against something. I don't know.
Oh man, that was crazy.
I just wish George had a little bit more say in a certain thing.
You can run, but you cannot.
Or even like you kill George and he dropped like, I don't know, it like it kind of makes a certain part of the Easter egg easier because if you kill him, like you get a death machine. I don't know. Just something along those lines where I wish she had a little bit more movement in it rather than just being an absolute menace to society. And there's him. Let's go grab...
Man, this'll freeze your web.
So again, we're not going to be doing the Easter egg or anything like that today. So we are going to go run and hit box. I should have tried keeping the M1911.
Excuse me, is there anyone else?
Excuse me. Just run right by him.
You can't outrun me. You can, but don't.
I don't think I've heard that one before. Or at least haven't paid attention to it as much. You can't outrun me. Well, you can, but don't. I just like how, like, sincere he is with it. Like, oh, you could outrun me, but just please don't. Please don't do that.
Let's make the most of it.
Alright. Round 11, though? Now, here's the other thing when it comes down to Thunder, right? Because, again, I wanted to compare this a little bit to what we kind of saw with the other maps, right? And I think this is a better foundation of what, or how all the other maps should have played. Because this has a similar style to really all the other previous kind of installments of Black Ops 1. Being, it's kind of tough to like get started, like to get Jug and everything like that. Kind of similar to really any Black Ops 1 map, to be fair. But then you go ahead and, you know, obviously the Wonder Weapon is good, but not overpowered by any means. Like, you still need to, like, kind of know how to play zombies to use it. And then I like the fact that they use... Hold on. Very nice. Georgia a little angry. Georgie a little angry out here. I don't blame him though. I don't blame him. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and try saving the zombie here. Python putting in some work though. We will be hitting the box, so I actually think we're gonna save the Python to dump ammo against George. I hope our first perk that we get from George is stamina. because this gun kinda, or HK meaning, is kinda rough to move around with. Is that another death machine? Dude.
Sure you can run. To your death. Death machine. Somebody took the wrong road. Look at George's right. He's weak.
What you got, George? Huh? What you got? Alright, man is cooked right now. I wouldn't actually be surprised if the Python can take him out. Look how dim his light is, dude. His light is tweaking right now, bro. Cooked even, some would say. Oh baby, we got a carpenter in the house. I don't know why the Python in all the other maps, I don't know. I mean, I guess it is round 13, but I don't know why the Python just feels really nice right now. And I don't know what it is. And train here, we definitely can hit the box for, I think, whatever we want at this point.
Who knows how long for? Let's hustle.
There you are, zombies. I knew you guys wanted to come out and play. The fact that he's the same speed as him, broski.
It's working. He's calming down. It's working. He's calming down.
Dude, this zombie needs to chill, man.
It's working. He's calming down. That didn't help.
Come on, zombie. I guess we'll put George on a timeout real quick. Let's go see what we can get. We just got a lid. Oh, come on, baby. Come on, dude. Ain't no way we get like that scavenger. Dude! No shot! Oh my goodness. We just gotta wait for the Oh, we get dead shot, dude. Really?
I'm gonna walk right through you.
Really, dude?
Where'd he go?
I mean, come on, man. Can you literally ask for any, like... Being Black Ops 1, this is probably the craziest box luck. Unbelievable, dude.
You mind taking some of your buddies with you?
I mean, bonkericious, man. That's how I would describe that.
Don't sound like fighting. I feel a massacre coming on.
I mean, like, come on, man. Come on, bro. I honestly can't believe we got the ray gun, and I literally said, imagine if we get the scavenger. Boom, scavenger.
Eat dirt, zombie! Welcome to the future, El Muerte.
I can't believe it, dude. I literally cannot believe it. It's the one bad side about doing that.
Go to hell!
But there's a good side to it, baby. There's a good side to it.
Festival de los Muertos. You ain't tough enough to mess with me.
Alright. We just want to wait for, that signal. I guess it would be better to kind of make our way towards spawn. That way, if it's over at the other boat, or it would be better to just go up on the on that boat. Let's make our way to that boat first. So as soon as it presents itself, we can either take the zip line, we can hop over here. This is like, if that training spot was like over here, I would say that this, like, it would be a pretty solid map. But, like, because this side is literally kind of all the same, it kind of hurts it. Nice.
Hey, fools! Can't touch me now!
Very nice, very nice. Let's go pack these bad boys. I forgot, what was I talking about? So, when you looked at, like, I mean, honestly,
It's Kukui's work
you
for
take
sure.
a look at a map like Ascension, which we just played, so, like,
Tattooed on my back.
I think that's fair to compare this
Right off.
right away to that
I've had enough surprises for one day.
is you have a map that looks kind of the same everywhere. Okay, that's him. So you have a map that looks kind of the same anywhere you go. You know, is super big. You know, you have a lot of like those kind of situations when it comes to Ascension. And I mentioned in our last stream about like how Ascension could have been even just slightly better atmospherically, because like we gave it a pretty low score for it, and I think it was rightfully so. There wasn't really much to it. There was, you know, it's a, you know, you think it's like this giant Russian cosmodrome, you know, right dead center of the map or something.
That's a strike.
You know, like Call of the Dead, the picture shows, oh, it's a boat. They don't lie, there's 2 boats. You know, so it's like, okay. And you get, you know, it expands on literally everything Ascension kind of did wrong. Still fails in some compartments, for sure. But when you talk about, like, okay, you failed at this, but what did you do, like, better? Right? And introducing the Scavenger. VR11's a whole different story, for sure. But you get introduced to the Scavenger of all guns that literally ties perfectly in with the map. I don't think we've seen something that works so well on a map since, I mean, shoot, you look at every other map, and probably the next weapon that might like tie in perfectly to a map is maybe like the, I wouldn't even say the Wunderwaffe on Doris. I would say just the Wonder Weapons in general on Doris makes so much sense. The research facility, you have monkey bombs, like you have it there, you know.
Your days are numbered, zombie. Go to hell. Go to hell. Taking some of your go to hell. Go to hell.
Just to kind of give us a little,
Calming down.
little security there. George's already sparking out there. George heard him. Oh, and that's why you don't waste time dolphin diving, dude.
I haven't taken a hit like that since the 70s.
Hurry.
This tastes like fish. I'll hurt you bad, zombie. Oh, chingas conmigo.
Huh?
You guys eat a lot of beans or something? That's a strike. Think you're the predator? Nah, you're the prey. Evil can burn in hell.
Little focus time here. It's a little focus time, that's all.
You look like you're weakening, George.
Alright. That's fine, we're all good. Playing BO1, Isaac playing BO1, someone get some original content. Hey man, we're in a challenge series, man. We're in a challenge series. We're going map for map in order for what we got going on. We schmoovin' out here. We schmoovin'. I think Isaac's the one that's yoinking the good old content from here, brother. That's all I'm saying. And to be fair, I thought he was playing Call of the Dead because he came on the stream yesterday, and I was like, you better not go into stream Call of the Dead on me. It's literally the next stop for us. I would have been human.
Let's make the most of it. Your days are numbered, zombies. Your days are numbered, zombies.
Hi, Georgie. Hey, stamina up. Let's get it, boys.
Hell yeah!
Woogie, woogie, woogie. Meanwhile, the crew's just chilling in there. But I keep getting off topic here. Like, so Ascension does things pretty wrong, and the thing about Call of the Dead that makes it kind of right is it brings a unique characteristic to each place. You have the boats, which, to be fair, I think both boats, kind of act as one. To be completely fair, like, I don't think there's really an original characteristic on either boat except Jug and Power. Power, I think, is just a kind of forced spot for it.
Go to hell!
So I really don't think it's in like a great spot. I think it's just kind of out of the way. But I think if you compare both of the boats as one spot, there's a lot of things there between Jug, Power, all that stuff, and it really determined. I think it would have been a better idea to always make box spawn there, only one door away from spawn, or using that one door to kind of get to Power and closer to Jug. I think Jug should have been on the first boat. I completely believe in that. Like, I think if you look at
your days are numbered, zombie.
If you're looking at the map over on that side of the boat, on the right side, I think Jug should have been tucked over there. Something that's like, okay, you open a door to Power, and then you can literally just open a single extra door to get to Jug. Not three? Is it? Or two? I think it's 2 extra doors to just get to Jug. So, I don't know. I think there's definitely some good things about Call of the Dead, but obviously the expansiveness of the map is going to force some tough maneuvers, and one of which is literally maneuvering the map. Would you stop? What?
I'm telling you, it's Kukui's work for sure.
What did I get hit by? The ghost of George? Like, what was that? I'm sorry? I don't know.
Go to hell. Get a beat down.
I seriously don't know what like tickled our little peach there. I don't know. If someone knows, I mean,
You mind taking some of your buddies with you?
just the sound, man. Boom. So good. So good. We're also, for our first attempt,
Your days are numbered, zombie.
but see, even that, like, okay, you make the scavenger very effective, but then there's a massive drop-off on it, too. We don't want to replicate how we died our first time. But at the same time, I mean, come on, baby. Come on, PhD. Like, come on.
You zombies tired yet? Fog's clearing.
Fog's clearing.
How long for? Let's hustle.
Is George back? I think it might be one more round. Maybe one more round. Till the Georgie Poo comes back.
You mind taking some of your buddies with you?
Ha! Goes the weasel. I mean, it's just so good, dude. It fits the map perfectly, man. It's like, it's literally, I mean, when you have a weapon that, like, it just makes sense. You're in an isolated Siberian location. You know, it has a thermal scope on it. It doesn't feel just, like, unnecessarily forced. Like, oh, we're gonna throw a thermal scope on a ray gun or something along those lines. It's like, no, we're gonna actually do something that makes sense for the map. And I can't be mad at it. Oh, hey, George. Look who it is, everybody. Look who it is. The Georgie pal.
Vamos a bailar, zombie. You mind taking some of your buddies with you? Go to hell. Your days are numbered, zombie.
Oh. Calm down there, Georgie Poo.
Your days are numbered, zombie.
That's what I think about you, George. Huh?
Your days are numbered, zombie. You might take some of your buddies with you.
Did they run anything on it? As far as, like, what may have been wrong?
Only thing is, my battery's a little old, but you said that probably wasn't it.
How much is it in your battery?
I'm not thinking. But,
Well, I'm just saying, if, like...
I have to do that. But I'm just like...
I wonder if, because he
Can
did...
I talk? The first time I tried
Yes, he did try, but I wonder, because then he put it in, neutral and, like, turned it a little bit, like, moved the car, obviously, rolled it back. So I wonder if just, like, I don't know why it would be that way, but I wonder if just him moving it a little bit got it something working.
I have no idea, but I have a green card. I told him they suggested
Oh, yeah. Yep. Well, especially if no one else is getting using the car. You might as well just keep it here.
What the hell did that mean? This will freeze your webs right off.
I had my football today.
Slow down, maggot sack!
Alright.
Chamber's empty! No. Go to hell! Your days are numbered, zombie!
Try getting out of here. I also think George died. Yeah, George is going through it over here, dude. George is just gonna drop us another perk. And we get double tap. George is just like, he's so sick of us right now, dude. He's like, I spawn in, and then you wreck my hopes and dreams.
Things ain't looking too bright.
And there we have it. Round 21. But so, I think if I have to put some negatives on Call of the Dead, right? It's obviously the biggest one is I think there's three biggest things about Call of the Dead that I would have to complain about. And the reason why I say have to is because they're so evident that, like, how do you not bring them up when you're talking about this map, right? First is obviously George, right? George is just a guy that literally says just, yeah, forget camping, something that really brought people to Belize and knocked all those, like, good memories you had. Yeah, we're preventing that with George. And to be fair, I don't know if that was the right move for it. Like, I feel like there was a... I think we almost crashed the game. I think we almost crashed the game with that PhD time. It's like, dude, it's round 22. Stop using PhD. Like, you need to stop, brother. And I'm like, no, brother. We do have to just know when to use it, and when we have the whole train of zombies. But, so, if you take everything that we said about Ascension, right? So, you had... I want to compare it, okay? Because, let me finish my first train of thought with some of the negatives about Call of Duty, right? So, you have George, which, again, is tough. I think he could have had maybe a little less health and maybe even still gotten the same point across, in a sense. But, at the same time... he's something that you can kind of manage through, I believe. Like, I don't think he's by far, like, the most annoying boss ever out there or anything like that. I think he does a good job. I wish, even after, like, aggravated, I wish he wasn't too annoying to where he, like, made the zombies electric and, like, all that stuff. That would be my one complaint I would say about him, but overall, he's manageable. You know, like, you talk about Pentagon Thief-wise, the only way you can really manage it is if you have Mustang and Sally's. And that's a whole, like, slot in your weapon, right? Also, thank you for the like, whoever that was. And welcome to the stream, too, if you're still here. So, unlike the Pentagon Thief and Monkeys in Ascension, right? He goes from, or they go from a boss that is just like super annoying and man, like I can't even run like my perks to, oh, I can run my perks how I want to now. And so you go from all that to wow, they introduced Deadshot, be it, but hey, at least they brought back stamina and PhD because of the fact I think they realized the point I made in that is, oh, you got these new perks, but yet you can't utilize them. You know, and that's always a very tough thing to kind of deal with. Is okay, you have all these perks, but you can't even use them because the monkeys are gonna steal, right? And like it's a tough thing to deal with in the moment, because it's like you want to use these perks, but you can't. And instead, they go from that mentality of, hey, F your perks, like we're stealing them, we're the monkeys, to, hey, if you get, like, do what you want with your first 4 perks, and if you just dedicate a little bit of time, or, hey, every time you get a death machine, you go ahead and use it on George, instead of, you know, kind of killing off some zombies, you can have a free perk on us, plus another death machine, too, to kind of protect yourself as well. And like, I truly believe that's progress. Progress at its peak form is you go from a boss, like, okay, you have a dog round, which I just think is just super manageable, basic kind of round, right? You go from that to a Pentagon Thief that literally just screws a lot of things up for a lot of people. And then you go to the monkeys in the worst possible fashion as well, because again, they implemented new perks. There we go. They implemented new perks on Ascension just to pretty much say, yeah, forget even trying to use these because we're taking them away with the monkeys, right? So they go from a Pentagon Thief, or I'm sorry, dogs that I think are just, you know, they're basic dog rounds, to a Pentagon Thief that just steals your perks, but has a good rewarding drop, to be fair, to something that steals perks but also gives you more perks, which they also go attack anyway. I think it's just a stupid idea to begin with, but they go from that, and then they give us George. Again, a manager, I mean, you look, I mean, we're on round 24. We did go down once, but you go from someone that we have taken out 4 times now, and have been rewarded with great things, with meaning perks. Meaning you can experience what these perks are. If you don't want to mess with your normal game, you know, and I want my 4 basic perks. I want Quick Revive, I want Jug, Double Tap, and Speed Cola. Don't mess with what's not broken, right? And a lot of people are like that way, you know, like, hey, just don't mess with it if it's not broken. I agree with it, right? It's what a lot of Zombies fans have been saying for a lot of these, like, newer Call of Duties. Is like, oh, where's my Jug? Where's this? Where's that? I want my original 4 perks, you know? But hey, you know what? You take a little bit of time, take out George, you can experience some of these new perks and test them out if you like them or not. Deadshot? Okay, it's not for me, but hey, you know what? I'm Little Timmy. Yeah, Timmy plays Call of the Dead too. For those of you who don't know, Timmy's just a made-up guy from Ascension that lets the monkeys steal your perks because he goes AFK at the worst time. But Little Timmy plays Call of the Dead too, and you know, he loves Deadshot. He can't aim worth anything, so Deadshot to him is a great perk. But hey, you know what? He wants it as another perk. He wants his original 4 perks, and then if he can, he would like it as another free perk. So he gets it, or we get all the perks, and he can experience his love and joy Deadshot. right? Because little Timmy wants it, and you know, there's some games where he's like, hey, I'm just not aiming good because I'm little Timmy. So he buys Deadshot first. He doesn't even want Speed Pull or Quick Revive, you know, first thing. He wants his Deadshot, right? How are you going to get points if you can't kill the zombies? I think that's a fair point. So little Timmy buys Deadshot first. But he would like the original 4 perks eventually throughout the game. So George, give us that option. And I think by making it a random perk and not the idea of a random perk slot, keeps that like as, okay, I didn't get what I really wanted, but it was free, so like you kind of accept it a little bit more. You know, like, now the difference is definitely like if you had a perk like Mule Kick, for instance. Mule Kick's one of those perks that I think if you get it unintentionally, I don't think it should be given as a like another. There's still a zombie left. Ah, yes there is. And round 25, let's get it, boys. Also, thank you for the 3rd like on the stream. Thank you, I appreciate it. So, you get to that point, right? So George, I would say, though annoying, I would still give him like a solid, like maybe B tier kind of style of a boss. I don't think he's anything overbearing. I think his risk and reward are pretty good, honestly. A random perk, a death machine, you know, and like I don't think there's a lot negative to it. Yes, he is annoying when it comes down to. We're dead. I should have just like kept spamming this because obviously we have PhD, but it's fine. Okay. Alright, well the zombies literally did not want to move, so we're kind of stuck out here. Kinda sucks because we have no jug and
Vamos a bailar, zombie. Don't you want to finish our movie? That's a strike.
okay.
Eat a lot of beans or something?
We just gotta focus up a little bit here. And we'll get back to what we were talking about. Hold on. We're so skilled, boys. We're so skilled out here. We didn't even we're so skilled we didn't even reload our freaking ray gun.
You can run, but you can't hide.
As much as I want that, I can't afford to use it right now. Let's go grab our stuff that we actually need real quick. I know we need PhD and stuff, but again, I want to make sure we go run and grab what we need first. Also, ammo is kind of rough right now. I'm sorry? Who invited this man? Man just woke up and said, how you doing? I'm behind you. Freaking tweakers, bro. Let's just go run and get this really quick. Get our lovely jug. Also, we love Semtexes. I'm debating. Mule kick wouldn't be a bad idea just because of our weapon situation. I think we should be fine though. Hit him with the juke. We should have just ran up and shot across the map, but it's fine. This is, again, this is the issue with this map is mobility. And I know you could have opened that other boat, but that makes our training spot a lot harder. It already is difficult because we accidentally opened up the bottom door. Because we're stupid.
Is this poison, good boy?
Done.
We got a break in the storm. Let's make the most of it.
Really, zombie? Oh, we missed.
I'll wrestle you to the ground if I have.
Well, that's what you get, little zombie. That's what you get. So, now that we survived that, as we push on to round 26 here, I think the next thing you have to talk about is, we kind of mentioned it while we were playing there, or while we were making our run there, is the map size. Map size, map mobility, map layout, all that stuff. That all comes with the gameplay of it. And there's a few issues with it for sure. Mobility is like very well known with this map, of just like it's tough to go around this map so many times. So it's definitely a thing that kind of hurts the map in general. However, I think I'm glad this thing is still so friendly for us. The map, I think it does it right in the fact of, if we truly play how it should be, there should be someone in like every kind of spot. The only issue is this is like, I guess you could keep that closed and one person trains out here, one person trains in there. But the issue is, if this person goes down, that guy is screwed. Like, if you're playing like 2 players, that other guy up there is, or in there, is screwed. Because all these zombies are gonna go right up there and take them out.
You mind taking some of your buddies with you?
Okay. At least we got a maxi. Oh, come on, Georgie. Don't poop your pants now.
You can run, but you can't
Just
hide.
get stuck.
Burn in hell.
You just get stuck on them, man.
Hey, slow down, maggot sack.
Ain't nobody like getting stuck on the zombies.
Go to hell. Oh, I'm rolling in.
Yeah, you already know we want the perks, dude.
Workload's calming down.
You already know we're going for more perks.
right off.
I always thought by aggro, like you aggroed him, he would lose more health. I always thought that for the longest time. Can we do something with this? Can we make a crawler real quick? What?
What'd you say?
I'm making a crawler. Right.
Oh,
No. Okay. Man does not want to be a crawler.
He's calming down. You mind taking some of your buddies with you? That didn't help. Go to hell! Ow! Working, he's calming down.
Man should be almost done, dude. What is this?
Your days are numbered, zombies. Fog's clear.
Okay.
Who knows how long for? Let's hustle. Your days are numbered, zombies.
There we have it.
It's working. He's calming
What do we get? A double tap. So wunderbar.
I'm gonna walk right through you. Where'd he go? You man talking me.
You have to remember, though, the death machine in this map is literally awful.
Come on, cabrones. Keep your stinking claw off of me.
Except with some insta-kill.
Hey,
Dude, honestly, where is the sickle on this map? I know it's on this map,
bitch. I'll walk
but I completely forgot where the sickle is on this map.
You're all gonna get a beat down. Somewhere you guys took the long road.
I wish I remembered. Where were we with everything? Okay, the map, the size of it, right? We're kind of slowly getting to our points on all these all these topics here. So obviously the map does things kind of rough, I would say, when it comes to just how the map is laid out. Again, you have this guy training out here, and then you have another guy inside here with this door closed. All these zombies, let's just say there's 20 zombies out here, 20 zombies in there, right? This guy goes down, these 20 zombies are gonna go right up here, up there, and if you have that little bridge up there open, they're all just gonna be coming right down there. It's good to incorporate into his train, but in all honesty, this guy is not getting revived outside here, and vice versa too, unless you open up that door. Unless you open up that middle door, you wait for all the zombies to come out here, right, and then loop around, either opening the door or trying to get back to them. But that is still very risky business, because again, it's tough. And even if you do it, then you have to dual train, because, you know, good luck trying to get back. Like, good luck trying to train out here, go through up there, revive him, and then try and get back. Unless you have, are you planning on doing the Easter egg? Not today. In our challenge series, yes. If we were gonna do the Easter egg, I would have been a little bit more prepared with it, or to be able to do it, and we would have kept the VR11. But then we got the ray gun and scavenger and back-to-back hits, and I figured we'll just play it out, talk a little bit about it. So yeah, we're not planning on doing the Easter egg today, but yes, in our challenge series, we are doing it.
Numbered, zombie.
I guess to make a little bit more enlightenment on that, we are going through every zombies map and playing it. This is our first time on on Call of the Dead for the challenge series, so we're just doing a generalized playthrough. Whenever we do die and fail fail playing, we will just spend a little bit of time afterwards to talk about the game and all that, the map, and kind of rank it based off of our other map criteria that we've already done for the previous maps. So, but we're going map by map, playing about maybe around like 10 challenges on each map, and then moving on to the next map. So, Easter egg will be one of them, knife only will be one of them, knifing George only will be one of them. I have to look up to see if that's even possible to do, but it will be part of our challenge as well to even see if we're able to do that. So yeah, we got some stuff planned for Call of the Dead, and again, Call of the Dead is, I think Black Ops 1, they did it good with having a solid training spot, but Call of the Dead is one of those that it makes training interesting because of George, right? Like it's not a given easy route. Obviously, if we had this door closed, it would be easier. We goofed. We done goofed. I'll admit that. Just in case you thought we missed George.
It's calming down.
That's what we think about it. That's what we think of the Georgifer A. Romerifer. That's his full name. Georgifer Aaron.
Sure you can run to your death.
Joseph. But yeah, that's kind of what we're doing here today. Just kind of talking. So, I kind of get back to
That's a strike. I'll hurt you bad, Tommy.
where we were at on some of these little topics here. George, right? Or no, we were not on George. We were on the map itself, right? So, again, I think that's probably one of the things that hurt it the most is just map layout, map design on it. Is because it hurts the map. It really does. Like, it has some cool ideas incorporated with it, like the zip line, the launch thing. I just think some of them are, like, I think if you have a launch pad going that way, you need one going the other way, right? Like, they were close. They were close in making the map the most ideal strategy, right? You're over there, there's a little shortcut around, right? The issue is, that's just annoying, dude. We're also stuck, we can't move. I don't know if this can kill us. It will. It will. it done booped us. So unfortunate. However, there you have it. 29 rounds, first attempt on Call of the Dead. Again, I don't think we're going to play another one. I think that was a solid opening up attempt on the map. But,
Years ago,
hello?
I did research for a World War II.
Oh, I forgot it does this.
I came across some old Nazi.
I don't know if that's copyright or not. So we'll skip it. So here's what we're gonna do. We're kind of just gonna show off Call of the Dead while we talk about it a little bit, because we do have to get into the analytical side of this challenge series. Let me close my door real quick. we do have to get into the analytical side of this to determine where it stands, right? So, this map, right? Keep in mind, they're based off of 3 categories. There are 3 categories that I think attribute to the overall experience of the map, right? We started doing this with Noct, and kind of based off of our feelings with that map, essentially. And from there, we formulated where we thought certain maps ranked up to each other to make sure we're not just throwing out a random number saying, oh, this is 100 out of 100 or 90 out of 100, 30 out of 100, whatever it might be. When it comes to each of these categories, we make sure that, okay, if we gave this map a 50 out of 100, how does this rank to that? Because we can't give both of them 50 out of 50, or 50 out of 100, 50 out of 100, because unless they truly play identically, right? And there are some maps that came true with. So the 3 categories that we rank them are, the first one is atmosphere and the Easter egg, right? Now, obviously not every map has an Easter egg, but sometimes the Easter egg hurts the map as well, based off of what does it truly contribute. Ascension's a perfect example of it, is it helps it a little bit, but not really enough. And it's something that isn't really, like, it gives a glimpse of what it could be and what it could have down the future, whatever. On the flip side, 5 doesn't have an Easter egg, it's just a coordinated thing, but the atmosphere is so good in Ascension that I think, like, they play off of each other. They truly do. And when it comes to Call of the Dead, or we'll pause on that for right now. So atmosphere and Easter egg is, and just like in general, just like surroundings, all that stuff. I mean, that's atmosphere. How do you feel when you play the map? Where is the map located? What makes you want to play Call of the Dead? When you see this picture, does it feel like this massive map, right? A shipwrecked crew of fearless explorers is hopelessly stranded in an abandoned Siberian outpost. Does it feel like a Siberian outpost? I would say yeah. Their dream of discovering the true origin of mysterious element 15 unravels into a hellish nightmare. And it's true, right? Like, you look at stuff like the Pentagon is under attack, Washington is going DEFCON 1 in this installment of Zombies. Kind of a whack ending part of it in this installment of Zombies. I think that's kind of weird that they went that way with it, but like, it's true, the Pentagon's under attack, you feel that. Kino, Battle of the Undead in this theatrical installment of Zombies. New twists and clues could uncover the final plan. It shows time. It's a foreshadow, but when you play it, you forget all about this, and that's why in the atmosphere category, again, we'll come back to this, some of these maps excelled at it and failed. And obviously there's Ascension as well, where it's like, Soviet Cosmodrome, all that, 3, 2, 1 blast off or something like that, or I think it's the countdown to the zombie apocalypse has begun. Again, I don't feel that in general when you play Ascension. We have played, and the other thing is, on maps that, I just know sometimes this might come up, on maps like Ascension, we have played the original of it, same thing with Shangri-La and Moon. We have played the original maps before on Black Ops 1, we just don't have them here, so we are playing the Black Ops 3 versions of them, but we are still just taking it into account with it. Kino being on Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 3, and we played both of them, doesn't help nor take away from the fact of what it is. It gives us a little bit more challenges and an idea of what the map could be and how much we can stretch out this map, but it's not going to break away and be the best map ever because it's on 2 different things. I think the atmosphere is pretty good. It is the first zombie that is snowy, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I mean, unless you consider the giant, like, being Doris / the giant, but, yeah, I believe you are correct about that one. And, I mean, again, we'll get to the ranking part, So that's the atmosphere / Easter egg category. Then you go into, and all of these are out of 100. They're out of 100 points. Then gameplay, another out of 100 category, is just everything about it. Adding a pack punch machine, though, is revolutionary, things like that. It's how it's incorporated in the gameplay, right? Because you can throw a pack punch machine literally on any map, and most mods have done it, where they throw a random pack punch machine on Noctur and Toby. Okay, but how does the gameplay truly feel? Is if you add a pack punch, take it away, whatever it might be, it's just how the map plays, right? Every map plays differently, and saying one map added this teleporter, but this map doesn't have teleporters, it doesn't matter. It's how the game is actually played, what weapons make it easier, harder, whatever it might be, and how much, truly, how does the game feel? Are you constantly like, George, get out of my way, dude? Are you just annoyed with the experience? 5 in a sense, Ascension with how boring it is, Verruct with the difficulty-wise and just unfairness, and there's a reason why we say that, is because they're some of the lowest ranked maps, but, that's the kind of category that this is. It's just overall, how does the gameplay play? Is it too slow? Is it just right? All that. Again, out of 100. The next category we won't touch until the end of this series, really, and that's how fun are the challenges, and how much overall fun did we have while doing those challenges? Did it really expand the map, or did it just give you a little restriction to the setup process, and that was it? Example, Kino. Kino, it didn't change the map as much as I really thought, though we played a crap ton of Kino, both on Black Ops 1 and on Black Ops 3. We tried doing these challenges. We tried tweaking challenges to make us have maybe a little bit more fun on Kino, and it just wasn't there. It was like sitting there trying to start a match, and all you're getting is sparks. Yes, occasionally you would have wow, that was kind of a fun moment, where the sparks kind of light up a little bit with the match, and then it dies. How much fun are we having with these challenges? And it also goes, and 5 was a tough component with this, is how versatile is the map to be able to do challenges? Meaning, are you struggling to say, hey, I want to do a 2-box challenge, but it's physically impossible because this box spawned all the way back at the back of the ship, or something along those lines? Or hey, with 5, you need Mustang and Sally, so a 2-box challenge really kind of sucks on 5 because you almost need Mustang and Sally's to take on the Pentagon Thief. Otherwise, it ruins the flow of the map. So, in those kind of things, like the challenges wise for 5, I think the most fun we had on 5 was the Pack Punch challenge, which always is just a good time, honestly. But then you get to something like the round 50 attempt on Ascension, and it just drags on, dude, and you're almost annoyed about the challenge. And that's where the maps see a tank in the score, is by trying to enhance the experience of the map by doing challenges. If it feels more like a chore and you kind of start hating the map more, you're going to do less challenges, and the challenges themselves aren't bringing enough oomph to the map. And that's where that ranking can kind of dip off. And to be fair, normally this score is like plus or minus. Well, we haven't seen a minus yet, because all the challenges we have done have improved the overall gameplay score. We have yet to see a map that by doing challenges it tanks the score by even a single point. We've seen it where it has only increased the map score by only 3 points, and it's not a +3, meaning, for instance, 5, we gave a 43 out of 100 on gameplay, but with the challenges, we gave a 46. Technically, we could have just said, oh, it's plus or minus 10 points and went with that, but we didn't do that. How's it going, Mark? I'm curious for Origin score. Man, we're far from Origins. We just started Call of the Dead. We got Shangri-La then we got Moon, and then we got all of, and then we get into Black Ops 2. But even before that, we have Transit. We have all the little individual like town bus depot. We got all that, and depending, and this is where it kind of comes to you guys. So if you guys know anyone that likes zombies, anything like that, I strongly suggest you guys try getting some more people involved, because we are kind of teetering on if we go out and buy Die Rise, Buried, and even when it comes down, like Black Ops 2 is probably my least played zombies. So if you guys want to see those maps, make sure you guys get us up there. Get us not only past that 900 sub mark, get us to that 1,000 mark, man. And we will be sure to go ahead and buy the lovely Die Rise and Buried and stuff. It's maps I've never played before. We literally last, probably maybe not even a year ago, maybe we bought Mob of the Dead, and I've played it maybe a handful of times. So Mob of the Dead is going to be very tough because we don't know anything about it. It's really going to be more so getting to know Mob of the Dead rather than doing challenges and stuff, which I think will be a unique experience. Moon, Transit, and Shang should be interesting too. Every map has its own interesting component with it, and we see it right here as well. So obviously, like I said, the challenges in that category we'll get to later down the line, but today we are focusing, or I guess right now we're focusing on the atmosphere and Easter egg portion of it and the gameplay. Both categories are out of 100, right? So we have from Knocked all the way to Ascension, right? To kind of look back and see where this thing lands, right? I kind of mentioned how I felt about it, right? Things just feel at place, right? A shipwreck crew. Okay, so you're thinking there's probably going to be a ship, and it's probably going to be a broken down ship, so you're not going to be out in the water or anything like that. You feel that. You feel like kind of stranded in a sense. Hopelessly stranded in an abandoned Siberian outpost. Maybe you don't get it as a Siberian, but it's definitely snowy. You know, you feel cold with the water, all that stuff. Dream of discovering true origins of Mysterio Element 105 unravels the House Nightmare. That part of it, not really, but at the same time, the Easter egg really, I think, amplifies it. And it's a very fun Easter egg if you're like it has all the little things, right? When you're playing co-op, you have to knife the bottle of frozen vodka for Nikolai, you know, and your other the other teammate needs to catch that bottle to bring it to him, right? It's like little fun things. Yeah, there's some tedious things like the generators that you have to blow up, but it's like everything kind of makes sense in a sense. Like, and it's fun. It's like Richtofen just says goodbye and like leaves, but gives you the Wonder Walk, and it's just like, wow, that's pretty neat. And like, it's a nice, I guess, segue into what you kind of get with the Easter egg, is because you kind of are like, oh, maybe I'm gonna find something in the map, but no, you help this crew that's one step closer to going from Shang to the moon and blowing up the Earth, right? It's that transition period that, like, Kino is just kind of annoying. It brings, like, it doesn't really give you much to be hopeful for. 5 is just kind of like, I think, a filler portion. It's like, oh, this is happening elsewhere. Call of the Dead, it's like you get 4 people that, I think at this time, like, people my age were very excited for. If I'm 24, if people were 24 back then, like, people were ecstatic because they knew these people. I don't really know a lot of these people. I know they were on like Chainsaw Massacre, what is it, Nightmare on Elm Street, like things like that. But like I've physically never seen those movies, just never was a fan of them. But like the people my age were going crazy because it's like, wow, these people are famous stars, and I've seen these guys' movies, and now we're playing as them, but also helping our original crew in a pretty nice map, right? And so you get that kind of feeling, and where does that line up with other places, just as characters wise? And so I'm just going to read off where we're at with all the other maps. So Knocked, we gave a 92. A firm 92 for Knocked, for atmosphere. Verrucht was at an 89. Shinonuma we dropped to a 73. The Giant / Doris I gave an 84. Kino we gave a 46. And there's a reason to that. 5 we bumped back up and equaled Verrucht at 89. And Ascension we gave a 42. Right? So, and there's a couple big things with this, right? Kino, why did we drop it that much? Let's just bump up this a little, just a couple spots. You see an alley, right? This alley, you would almost think it would be like Salvation, right? You open this door and maybe Pack Punch out there. It's the one light spot to the entire map, right? Nothing. Just let's forget about it. 5 was a masterpiece with different levels, just going from a basic conference room to a military briefing room to literally a just blood-filled floor or blood-spilt floor, and just massive, like, just there's literally a live pig still in there that is just crazy, right? And Ascension, you get back to it, and obviously we don't have it here, but the picture of it is showing this massive rocket, right? You spawn underneath the ground. You never see this rocket until pretty much Power, which even then, you have to kind of look at it. It's not this towering thing in the middle of the map that you're constantly running around doing something with it. And we mentioned this literally yesterday and all through Ascension when we played through it, is if that Cosmodrome that it's dictated to be, if it was standing tall and firm right in the center of the map, you would be like, dude, that is like, we're literally gonna launch this thing. No, it's tucked in the corner, but we're gonna advertise it as just Russian facility. And by the way, all the places, like all the little nooks and crannies, they're not important. Everything looks the same, and it's super easy too. So just don't even worry about trying. That's what Ascension was, dude. And you can't give the atmospheric thing about it, because Kino, again, you look at this and you're like, wow, okay, new twists and clues. Literally everything in this map was previously discovered by Doris. Whatever. New traps. Okay, I guess you could say that. Dogs, that's in the past. Teleporter, no, Doris had that. Thunder Gun. Thunder Gun's neat. I say Kino just feels boring. Exactly. There's no, like, so you open this door, right? And these pictures, I think, are a firm, like, this is what this map's about. This is the cover photo of the map. You would think this would be something else, right? And when I still remember this day, because it was literally like I think it was the day before. I like how I said I remember this day, and I don't know which day it was. It was, I want to say it was the day before my birthday. Hang on. Hey Siri, when did Black Ops 1 come out? November 9th, 2010. So I got this late, so November 9th is literally my birthday, dude. And so I got it, all that stuff, and it was downloaded. And it was late. I had school, so I had school, and I think it was, what was it? I think it was the weekend or something like that. But I was like, all right, I'm at least gonna download it, right? And all I saw was this, dude. All I saw was Battle of the Undead in this theoretical installment of zombies. New twists be discovered. And I remember just going back all the time to, just this, dude. I kept going back to this, right? I literally just kept going. I guess we could have done this. That's the Ascension thing, which makes it look like this giant rocket. I kept going back to this, the little creepy zombie thing. I was like, dude, this is gonna be crazy. I was into it, dude. And then, I was speculating what you could do with this map. Obviously that's a door you probably can open, but, are you gonna be able to go up on that little catwalk there and shoot zombies below you. No, it's just a spot that you open up to get to the next spot. Maybe by the AK-74U. It's actually the worst spot to even open up to, like that route. So yeah, forget this cover photo. But like, it's, so to your point exactly, it's boring, right? So between all those, you got Call of the Dead, right? And again, we'll move on to Call of the Dead here. Or I think you get a bigger picture if you do the solo though. Oh yeah. So Call of the Dead, right? You get kind of what you get with it, right? Is you are stranded. You do feel small in this massive thing. You feel just like a running simulator in a sense, to be completely honest. And you know, it's everything fits with it. It's the fog, it's cold, it's all this stuff. It makes sense, right? And then you also get the Easter egg alongside of it, and even the intro cutscene is just funny. And you know, and I think it makes it a good sense of like you're stranded, but like you're with a group of people that literally are like, I guess, horror film kind of people. So you feel kind of in a way safe, if that makes sense. And I think like it's a good, I don't know, it's hard to kind of put a thing on it, but you look at where things are at, right? Is I think I'm leaning more towards in the 80s. I do think that. So when I think of the Giant, right, it's this research facility, right? And you have this massive teleporter in the center of it. You have things around, like, I think the other two areas of like, I think Doris has literally the spawn and catwalk to say, like, this is Doris. Everything else you kind of forget about, and it's a German testing facility. Like, the actual overall atmosphere of everything, you kind of forget about it in a sense after a while. And you know, so you have like that kind of outlook on it. Whereas Call of the Dead, you have this towering light post, right? You have boats. You have obviously your own little training spots as well. Everything kind of has its unique path to it. Most of the rooms, I'll be honest, you kind of forget about. Like, I'm in the picture in the bottom, or like on the right side, is literally a spot that most people never go to with that double tap there, unless you're doing the Easter egg, which again, you don't really need to go to if you're not doing Easter egg, so it's just another closed off spot for most people. We didn't open it in our game. The very back of the boat, like, so there's spots that are forgotten, but let's remember this. Giant also, just like Call of the Dead, they have a wonder weapon that makes sense to the map. Though I will argue the Wonder Waft fits better in Shinonuma because of the cap and like the zombie cap, and just the overall like how much ammo you get on the Wonder Waft makes sense for the level or the zombie caps. In the Dory / the Giant, it fits better. Like, it feels like it's at home, but with there being no zombie cap or like amount of zombies being capped out at 25, you run out of ammo so quick, and you almost say like, wow, I wish this weapon had more ammo. But like in Shinonuma, people were saying it's overpowered because you're just training around one shot, maybe two shots, and an entire round. It's like, no, like that's what the Wonder Waff was meant for. It was meant for these crazy, you know, original four characters, crazy one-liners, and a massive weapon that just wrecked through zombies. And it was beautiful, and the gameplay showed for it. However, you get VR11 that is tied directly to the Easter egg, and some different components that people would find out later, or, you know, while just testing out. But mostly people looked at the VR11 as a waste of a weapon, things like that. You know, cool, whatever. But then you had the Scavenger, which I mentioned while playing, fits the map beautifully, right? So again, the Giant / Doris, we'll just keep calling it the Giant just for the sake of this. The Giant and Call of the Dead, again, kind of feel similar. you have teleporters to get you to another spot, though it might not be ideal all the time and you can only take them back to the middle. That kind of hurts the purpose. You have kind of inconsistent paths in Call of the Dead. Okay. Kind of makes sense a little bit. If someone dies on the top of the catwalk, and you're even in spawn, you gotta travel around the entire map. You know, or if someone, falls in, if you're in teleport, I think it's C and B. I forgot what names are teleporters. But the one, is there the thing on here? No, darn. I was hoping the original 4 maps were going to be on here as well, so I can describe it a little bit more. No, it's not on there. Darn. I was really hoping it was going to be on there. How do I say it? One of the teleporters next to spawn and the other one on the other side. If someone dies on over there, that person, can teleport slightly closer, but there's also another little path. Call of the Dead kind of has some secret paths that make things a little bit easier. Will you be doing Dead Ops Arcade? I already did, my man. We did do one single stream of Dead Ops Arcade. We did that before or right after 5. We did a stream of Dead Ops Arcade. I got you covered, my man. If you love, and we actually got to our highest round on Dead Ops Arcade. I forgot what it was, but it's the most I think I've ever not played, but it was the furthest I've ever been on Dead Ops. I'll search it up. You better, my man. You better. Not better, but it'd be appreciated if we got our watch time up a little bit, but if we can, I don't know. So again, I feel like that's getting to that point. So I think Call of the Dead is at least in the 80s, right? Is it better than Duri's? I would almost say yes. Like, you get I think you get a good crew with it, right? And technically you get a whole second crew because of the Easter egg, right? And so that does go well for it. You have a better Easter egg than the Giant, right? And then, but we'll go to the next map above it, which is 5 and Corrupt, right? A crazy facility that every nook and cranny has something, whether it's splatter on the wall, something like that. And Call of the Dead, again, there's a lot of, I don't care about this spot. It might just be a slide, whatever it might be. It might be all these like little nooks and crannies, but mostly nothing's too crazy about it. And then 5, again, each tier is just craziness. I don't think Call of the Dead hits that mark, right? So, I think because of the Easter egg, I'm giving it an 86. 86 for its atmosphere. It looks giant, it is giant, it's better than the Giant, and the Easter egg, I think, complements it very well, and actually improves the map slightly. With that being said, so 86 out of 100, so far with Black Ops 1, it smokes Ascension and Kino, being respectively Ascension was 42, Kino was 46 in the atmosphere / Easter egg category. So Call of the Dead becomes the second best map, right underneath 5 by 3 points so far. But now we get to gameplay, right? And each map suffered in some sense because of the gameplay. Kino was easy, it just felt too repetitive. If you play 2 games of Kino, by the second game, you're playing it the same way you almost played the first game, and you're kind of done with it. You did everything that you wanted to on Kino, more than likely your first attempt. Whether it was to see what you wanted to see, use the weapons that you wanted to use, discover something else that it says that there's some discover other secrets. I don't know what that is, but you probably discovered them while playing it in your first attempt. Therefore, why go back to it, right? And obviously you had the dogs return, everything like that, but again, the replayability of it was just rough, and that's why it was a 42. I think maybe so knocked was 50, and I feel like that is good because you could get screwed by the box. You don't have perks to rely on, and it makes even setting up to get to your camp spot to where repetitiveness could kick in. It makes that kind of a challenge, and knocked was at a perfect 50 out of 100 for that category. You had Varuk that was 37, which again, you play once, you get it, it's hard, tough, you know, it's just annoying at some points. Shinonuma was at a 71. The Giant / Duries was at 72, literally 1 point higher, and I literally gave that literally just because of Pack-a-Punch. I think having a Wonder Waff that can literally end a round is better than packing a gun and making it slightly stronger into a little bit of later rounds. I think that matched up equally, but I think Pack-Punch as the idea and how it was incorporated in the map, I think I gave it a hair string 1 point ahead of it. Kino was down at a 42, as we mentioned. Why? 5 was at a 43, and again, I think the Pentagon Thief really hurt it. I think if you even just didn't have the Pentagon Thief, and maybe just did another, like, I don't even know what you would do with 5, but something else where it wouldn't be such a tedious thing and maybe open up some stuff. 5, you play it once and you understand it. It's a little bit tedious to get things going on it, but more than likely, if you play it once, a solid 1 time, you understand what it is and you're done with it. Ascension, it's just, I believe it's too boring. You know, you get everything you want pretty much handed to you. Forget about perks, because monkeys ruined that, and you're sitting at a 35. We're just Call of the Dead lineup. And this is where Call of the Dead, I think, shoots up the ladder between not only the atmosphere-wise, I think it kicks it off very well. I really believe that, because in most maps, by the time you hit that wonder weapon, you are set, right? You have your general training strategy, but it's not until you get that wonder weapon that you feel secured and ready to go. And Call of the Dead kind of fits that. And I think you almost get one of the best gameplay mechanics, I hate to say it, as in Call of Duty, in Zombies. And if you wanted to compare it to, you take the 2 highest gameplay scores that we have so far, being the Giant / Duries at 72 and Shigonuma at 71, right? Let's look how this plays out. It's a little tough to get going. Call the Dead. It's a little tough to get going, right? You know, you might get unlucky in Shinonuma by getting, bad random perks, right? Call the Dead kind of fits that a little bit more by the tediousness of having to go out and grab perks, or, like, make your way to Jug and grab it. Doris is a little easier approach to it, right? But, okay, you get your perks, right? First of all, there's no monkeys or Georges running around bashing perk machines to steal them for you. No, right? You look at dog rounds as well. Dogs give you max ammo, much needed on these maps. Shinonuma makes it a super high round attempt. Call the Dead, George is the special zombie, or zombie round, if you would. And he rewards you by you wasting ammo on him. He gives you a death machine and a free perk. That, again, expands the map because, hey, I want my original 4 perks, but I want to test out these new perks that you introduced. Great. Here's a free perk. Here's Meal Kit. You don't want to spend 4,000 points on it, I get it, but how about it for free? Okay, I can live with that. It's something else in the game that makes it kind of better, if that makes sense. It's a huge map that keeps you moving, keeps you alert at most turns of corner, which, to be fair, that's kind of like the other maps. And then you get the Wonder Weapon, right? And the Wonder Weapon makes it super smooth, right? Shinonuma, you get the Wonder Waff and you feel safe. As long as you have Jug, like, you're pretty much set in stone of what you're about to do. You're gonna train and zap zombies and get to kind of whatever round you want. Though you still can fall short. The giant, kind of same thing, whether you train or you camp at the catwalk, eventually something kind of happens to where you fall. Call of the Dead's kind of a similar sense of it's difficult to keep going, and it's not boring, if that makes sense. Like, no matter what, obviously for us it kind of was ruined by us not keeping that door closed, but even if it's closed, you still have to kind of be on edge, and because George is right there too, it makes it more difficult and doesn't just make training super easy. But I will say it also kind of sometimes sucks, and that is where I think Call of the Dead drops a little bit. And then you get to the pack-a-punch and just the tediousness of if you do fall, like if you do down, trying to get back up to not only survive that round, but then running around and get hurt, I think drops this slightly. And it's really hard to kind of rank this because of where we're kind of at. Is the giant, I felt like, is on top of everything. Between hitting the box, you feel rewarded when you hit it. Between the ray gun, Wonder Wap, PPSH, or even the giant wise, really any weapon you get dead wire, just kind of roll up with it. But the gameplay felt like it's fine. Call of the Dead feels a little bit more tedious, I would say. And I would drop it into the 60s, but I think we have to give it a super high 60s. And I'm more so concerned with how much lower it would be on Shinonuma and Doris, right? Or the Giant, right? Is if I want to put this in complete like perspective here, is the Giant, and not so much Doris, but the Giant, if you wanted XP for your weapons, you would play the Giant because you can literally get your zombie fix in while also enjoying yourself. It's not a super tedious thing to do, but like you can still have fun while you play it, and nothing feels just, oh, I have to do this, I have to run across the map to do this, whatever it might be. Ascension kind of feels that way when you're like, oh, I want to get Pack-a-Punch opened up, I have to run aware just to activate something. I don't even need to take it back, but it brings me all the way back to spawn, so now I gotta run all the way back over here, take that back to spawn, and then I gotta run all the way back there to take that back to spawn. It's annoying is what it is, and it makes kind of no sense that you have to use rocket fuel to charge a rocket blast. I don't know, that's why Ascension sucks. But you get that idea of Call of the Dead, but in the gameplay aspect of it. And again, I think we're looking at high 60s with the gameplay. And the thing about it is, I feel like all the other maps we played pretty precisely. Like 5, for instance, we had a certain amount of points, certain rounds before we progressed here. We made sure we had this much points before we turned on power, packed the M1911s. Call of the Dead is kind of, you get back to, you can survive with maybe a couple of different wall weapons. As long as you're in like certain spots at a certain time, you can at least kind of maneuver yourself, kind of get perks after that, slowly open up. You don't need everything right then and there, right? You don't need to be completely set up right away, because everything just kind of seems to work in itself pretty smoothly. I thought about this number, and I wasn't 100% sure on it, but I think it fits it, and it's 68. We can't give something 69 because that'd be wild. So 68 out of 100 for the gameplay of Call of the Dead. And again, it's right there with the other two things being the Giant / Doris and Shinonuma, right? Is things roll pretty well. Even when you're set up, the Wonder Weapon feels like a Wonder Weapon. It fits the map. I mean, like I said, the only downside really is the fact that you have a few extra doors to open up, and the mobility is sometimes, like, if you go down, it's kind of annoying to get everything again. That's the only downside on it. But once you get reset back up, you're ready to go. And even when you initially play the map, it's kind of tough because you got George in a pretty tight spawn area, and then even if you open up the first spot, he's just following you up there. Like, the setup process of Call of the Dead is kind of straining in a sense, and it's good. It's good to have a straining kind of start, whereas Ascension, you open one door and you're in probably the best training spot ever. So no matter what happens, as long as you have ammo, don't worry. And ammo is pretty rough in Black Ops 1, but as long as you have ammo, or some guns that have ammo, you can train up here and be okay for at least a few rounds before ammo becomes very bad. But worst case, you can train up there for a few rounds, keep buying ammo, and eventually you'll be able to open up the rest of the map pretty quickly and get your perks, whatever you want, little buttercup. 5, again, you kind of spawn it and you need to have a game plan, because if you just kind of go willy-dilly, buy whatever you want, turn on power whenever you want when you're not set up, Pentagon Thief yoinks that, yoinks this, says peace, here's a fire sale by the way, screw your weapon. Oh, that was your packed weapon? Sorry, you packed the M14, and I can only die by like 2 weapons in this entire game, so like, kind of an F you there. But here's a fire sale. Get yourself something nice, a little burger cup. Oh, find the box too, because the box locations are absolute trash. So find one and maybe you get yourself something nice, Oh, by the way, we have some terrible box weapons as well. So good luck. And then Kino, again, super easy, just not great. And so when you compare Call of the Dead's progression and everything like that, compared to their Black Ops 1 counterparts, it's massively crazy. It takes everything and makes it good, right? Or at least better, right? You take Ascension's massiveness and you at least bring in some shortcuts. You try to innovate to where it's a little bit better for the player, right? So therefore, already it should be better than Ascension, which it is. And 5, okay, the atmosphere of 5 is so strong. You have crazy, great characters, all this stuff. You don't have an Easter egg, but just the atmosphere of where you're at. You're in the Pentagon as a JFK dude, or the other guys, but if you're JFK in this thing, you just feel like I'm literally JFK playing zombies in an alternative spot where our original crew's doing other things right now, or they're at Ascension right now, but while they're doing that, I'm fighting zombies at 5. Mind blowing, dude. But so they take that, and literally we didn't give it 5 score, but literally we gave it 3 points lower than 5, just because I think the characters aren't as great as being the president or a dictator or anything like that. So they're pretty much equal there. So they take that concept from 5, and then you take Kino and the easiness of things, and they just say, well, okay, the startup to Kino isn't great. You can kind of go at your own pace and move around and stuff like that. And they took that. They took it, but because the map and the way they laid out the map makes it to where, okay, you're going to be strained a little bit on some of these spots on this map, but you go for the MP40 or you hit the box a few times, you're probably going to get something that's at least decent, or you make your way to the AK-74U, and you at least, between some of those weapons there, you at least have a fighting chance and get yourself rolling again before you can actually start exploring the map. And so they kind of take that from Kino, but leave the boringness and the just sloppiness of map design and all that stuff. They leave that at home, but take some good things from it, and they make this, right? And I mean, we'll see when we play Shangri-La and Moon how something that you feel like they should have built off of it's like they just grabbed all these. I always think of a server that just has like this mountain of, you know, the finest china in the world, right? Just glass on top of glass on top of glass. And he's like, oh, look at what I can do, you know? And, you know, Kino, they started off with some basic stuff, right? They had a bottle of a $1 million wine sitting in the middle, and he was tossing it around, right? Showing off the zombie mode, right? Then 5 came around, and he put a bunch of little full to the brim shot glasses around it, right? And he was twirling it around, right? The finest wine, all this stuff around it, right? Then Ascension came out, and they were like, we're going big. This Cosmodrome, all this stuff. So then he started stacking stuff, right? And now you have this big thing, right? You have this big, you know, big platter of everything. And then Call of the Dead said, great, like, let's kind of keep that, but now they polish it. They maybe changed out some colors of the shots to make it look more vibrant, more specialized, right? Let's go back to some basics of zombies and make sure the things we're doing isn't just flashy. You know, we're not just saying this giant Cosmodrome is going to blast off and the countdown to the zombie apocalypse has begun. No, let's take a little step back, but keep everything that's on this plate that you're twirling around, right? Keep everything on there, but let's change it to where things make sense on it. And they do it perfectly. Instead of this $1 million wine, you just get this really cool looking bottle, right? It's really flashy, has a diamond on top of it, all that stuff. And instead of the shot glasses, maybe they do wine glasses that are, again, filled to the brim, but different colors of wine and all that, like all this different stuff. And so now the server looks great, right? The zombie game mode looks great. Based off of these numbers that we have written down, the map looks great. And then we get into Shangri-La and the moon. Server trips, all the glass died. Done. Like I don't, and we'll touch on these components when we get there, when we play these two maps. But it's like they had it. They had, like, Call of the Dead, it goes from an 86 atmosphere and a 6, and to be fair, they kept the atmosphere, right? Shangri-La is beautiful. The moon is the moon, right? I mean, it's hard to kind of mess it up, but the dullness of the moon. I mean, yes, it's a dull thing, but you're inside of a facility, so give it something, some spice, you know? No, they lost it. They lost the uniqueness of the areas, right? Shangri-La, like, there's a couple of spots that are, like, fancy and, like, they look nice, but for the most part, you're kind of just looking at the same thing around the entire map. Like, you forget what one way is and what the other way has to offer, because it's about the same. They lose that uniqueness of what the map really has going on around it. And then, the gameplay. They go, again, they gave you a hard map, right? They gave you a tough map in 5 that you need to know how to play to succeed in it. And it's so veteran players can play 5 easy. They can pick it up, play it, get to a decent round, do challenges on it, have a good time, and be done with it. Newer players struggle on 5 because they don't understand what's going on, and training is still pretty difficult on it, and they might die pretty quick. Or they just don't know the setup process, and they fall pretty quick on early rounds because they can't even set up, right? They gave you that. They gave you an easy map and a starter map of Kino, right? So let's keep it. Call of the Dead, I think, again, perfected it. They took Ascension, came out and said, we're making it super easy at this point, so, like, come see us at this point. And we just kind of, we looked at Doris, saw kind of what they did, smoked some crack, and then made this bad boy, and here we are, like, massive Cosmodrome, not even in the middle of the map, because don't know why that would have been a good idea. And then we made these landers, 3 landers that would be better than the teleporter, because teleporter you just go from point A to point B, but this thing launches you up by the map. By the way, while you're doing this, all the zombies are kind of respawning at this point, so then you land, and then you're stuck in spawn that the zombies are coming after you. Was not a good idea. And then you get Call of the Dead that, again, had flaws in it, right? This isn't a perfect 100 out of 100 atmosphere, 100 out of 100 gameplay. No, this is, they took what they could from what they had and they made something that was playable, right? And then they screwed the pooch. You have Shangri-La, and again, we'll get to it later, but we have to kind of point this out now, because Shangri-La is just stupidly difficult to the point where, why would I play this thing? There's a reason why 1 out of 303 in the playlist are playing Shangri-La. It's because there's a lonely soul out there that is hurting, that wants to suffer a little bit more in life, that is playing this right now. Right? That's all that is. That's all this lonely soul is doing. He's adding to his hurt. We need to help him. But like there's a reason. I mean, obviously, other than the paywall to this, there's a reason why. I mean, Moon gave a lot to the map. People love Moon for very weird reasons. I feel like I always felt like it was an overrated map when people, like 17 people, are currently playing Moon. They're on something that they're willing to play this thing, especially on Black Ops 1. But like, obviously these are 2 given maps here, but again, there's a reason why only 37 are playing 5 and 226 people are still playing Kino. Easy, super difficult, very few people want to play 5. But there's also a reason why people would prefer to play Call of the Dead over these other DLC maps, because it gives something else to it. Right? Call of the Dead gives something back to the zombies community that they longed for since Der Riese, right? And they got glimpses of it with Kino, with 5, with Ascension. They saw the eggs, they saw the flour, they saw the frosting, right? In separate categories of these maps. And they were like, well, where's my cake? And Call of the Dead finally said, here's your cake. It's, you know, maybe a little rough on the frosting portion. Maybe it was underbaked, overbaked a little bit, whatever it might be. There's some flaws in the cake for sure, but at least here's a cake, you know. And oh, we burnt half of it too, so don't worry about that. But you know, or I guess the true thing was we left it in the freezer too long. Where's the drum thing? But you know, nevertheless, they gave you this cake, and they said at least it's a zombie map that is worth something. Ascension was just this big talk, trash gameplay. Shangri-La was, I remember the intro to Shangri-La, within the jungle, the mighty jungle. I was like, dude, I remember me and my brothers were both like ready to go on these maps, right? And Shangri-La announced its release, essentially, and we watched the trailer and we were like, dude, this is going to be crazy, the mystery in the jungle, all this stuff. And the only thing it shows for it is an Easter egg. The Easter egg is marvelous. But everything else, if you just play Shangri-La like this lonely soul in this world, you're hurting. You're in pain. Stop it. Don't do it. Don't do it to yourself to just play Shangri-La. Play with 3 other friends or 3 other random people to do the Easter egg and take Shangri-La for what it is and leave it in the ground. It is dead. It's done. Don't do it. Don't do it to yourself. Call of the Dead, like I said, is great. And I think with that being said, at the moment, I think Call of the Dead is the same score, if I'm not mistaken. Here, where's my calculator? I have to calculate this out now because at the moment, so Call of the Dead is currently at 154 out of 200 possible points, right? Meaning they only left 46 points on the table. Compared to other maps, this is great. The Giant, and I guess this does work out pretty well. So the Giant is 156. So Call of the Dead is literally right now just underneath the Giant / Der Riese in terms of scale and the atmosphere slash gameplay categories. Shinonuma is there. It's tied with Shinonuma, and it makes sense. Shinonuma tried to innovate some things like the little jump to cable. They had a central location to try making maneuvers a little bit faster, all that stuff. They tried to do certain things to have uniqueness in each spot. They tried making each hut different by making something different. You know, making each hut name something or each spot name something. Call of the Dead, instead of naming them, they just said 2 big ships, light post, spawn. There's your names for them, and it works. I mean, I'm on the first ship, I'm on the second ship, I'm in lighthouse, I'm in spawn. That's all you really need to know, right? I mean, like, they made a spot where you can call out where you're at very easily, I should say. Ascension, oh, I'm up by Speed Cola, maybe. Some people might know exactly where that is. I'm like by the Sickle, by Lunar Lander 3. I don't know what you would call that, up in that little spot there. Done dropped our controller here. But I think having that equal with Shinonuma, I think is very true. And I don't deny that's where a good ranking for it should be. Now, obviously, the big question is, Shinonuma got a 78 out of 100 for its challenges and kind of fun of doing the challenges and just expansiveness of the map gameplay after we're done with the challenges. So Shinonuma ended with a 222 out of 300 points at the end of after us playing. We'll see what Call of the Dead, and by implementing all these challenges, again, we have a whole cheat sheet of challenges we are testing on Call of the Dead, being the things like the 2-box challenge. How does that line up with this challenge? Is it going to be pain? Whatever. We won't be doing Rainbow Perk Challenge, but we'll be doing All Perk Challenge by killing George, all that stuff. We'll probably not do Box Roulette Challenge, Starting Room Challenge, Pack-a-Punch Challenge. We'll do Knife Only Challenge as well. Single round purchase, like, we got all these things, and I even might try finding a way to maybe do a randomizer on the stream to implement the Gobblegum Challenge, but on Call of the Dead, because obviously there's no Gobblegum machine. So I might try implementing something like that to where we can actually do the Gobblegum Challenge on this map, which would be awesome because I think the Gobblegum Challenge is probably one of my favorite challenges doing. But we'll be doing the headshot. Like, there's so many challenges we're going to be doing on this, and this could either make Call of the Dead one of the best maps ever and pull it away from the Giant / Beast, or it can be kind of tough and not, play. Maybe it's going to play exactly the same, and we'll find ourselves lower than Shinonuma or slightly higher and be better than Shinonuma, but slightly fall short of the Giant / Beast. We'll also be doing the Easter egg as well. We got a lot of things planned here. So if you guys enjoyed, make sure you guys hit that like button. Also, if you guys have specific challenges or even just an idea of a challenge that maybe we have not mentioned, make sure you guys leave that in the comments as well, and we will get to it. If there's just something that you guys want to ask, whatever, leave it all in the comments below. I do check comments very frequently. If you guys have something you guys want to see, make sure you guys leave it down there as well. We will be I think we'll probably try posting a single video today. I'll go back on PS5 and edit maybe a video or so for you guys as well as maybe post 1 or 2 shorts as well. So we do have that kind of lineup. What time is it? It is 6:09. So we got a little bit of time left in the day. Not sure when we're going to get that stuff out, but maybe it should be able to at least get something out extra other than this stream. But like I said, if you guys like zombies, all that stuff, make sure you guys show your support to this channel. We are so close to getting that big 900 subscriber section. Where are we at currently is always the big question right now. We are at 898, so we did gain a subscriber. Whoever did subscribe, you're an absolute legend. We are literally 2 subscribers right now away from the big 900, and it would be awesome to hit that 900. Don't know what we do for the 900. Maybe we'll do something crazy for 900 subscribers. 900 eggs in my face. I don't. We won't do that. I don't believe in wasting food for content just to egg myself 900 times. I wouldn't do that. But 900 rounds of zombies. I don't know. Something. We might do it. We might do something for 900. So if we can get there and sustain it, so probably when we hit like 910 subscribers, somewhere around there, we'll do a 900 subscriber celebration. Or we'll just make a video and thank everyone. I don't know. Go through every single subscriber and thank. I don't know. We might do something with it. But point is, if you guys enjoy this stuff or know anyone that does enjoy zombies and the challenges and talking about zombies, all that stuff, especially with the hype of Black Ops 6 right around the corner as well, make sure you guys hit that like button as well as subscribe to the channel. I do appreciate everyone that has stopped in the stream as well as just been supportive of the channel in general. Or even if you stopped in, didn't say hi, did say hi, I appreciate every kind of support in this channel as well. But that's going to wrap it up, everyone. If you guys are new, as I mentioned, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. I will see you guys all next time. Peace out and have a good rest of your guys' day or day, depending on the time that you are at currently. Maybe good night if you're further, higher time zone, whatever that is. Have a good one, everyone.